All right, we got John Angus in the house. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, boys. Thanks for coming. Are you all right?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. Stop giggling. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
It's me.
He'll set me
he
off
just
all
laughs
the time. I do.
constantly.
Sorry about that.
He just does shit jokes. That's what he does.
Always. That's just my thing.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna laugh.
Is that your stage presence then? Shit jokes?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
sometimes the shit jokes are the best ones.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Always gets a
The
reaction.
shittier, the better.
You get a reaction out of it.
Yeah, but most people rolling their eyes, like for me, rolling your eyes like in a reaction, that pisses me off. Like if I tell a joke and someone's like, I'm like, fuck, I didn't get it right.
No, that's what feeds me.
I tell the worst jokes though. Like the worst jokes.
Yeah.
I think. Well, this wasn't even a joke. This is just something I did. I don't know why. It's when we first started gigging. She didn't approve the manager up on the sidelines.
I know exactly what you mean.
I fetched some top
And
trumps.
who's, just for the podcast, who's the manager?
Tasha Mitchell, shout out over there.
Shout out to Tasha.
Behind
My
the
better
scenes,
half. She keeps me in check.
Keep you both in check.
You're
by the
doing a very
looks
good
of it.
job. You have to step your game up, Tash. Come on.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking hell.
I'm unchainable.
Untrainable.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you remember what the questions we asked, Because I've just fucking forgotten them.
I don't know. Let's just sort of like.
I know.
make a-
Let's
an
start off with how did you guys start doing music individually? Like from what age? You know, what's your first memory of music? Go on.
Oh, God.
Angus, you go.
So, when I was... well, I always loved doing music in high school. And then when I was 15, I got told we got a 3 years worth of lessons. So that's why I was like, you know, I'll learn the guitar. My sister did singing at the time. And she was writing her own music. And actually, there's a couple of stuff on YouTube.
Oh, cool. Where do you find that? Under what name?
Under just Amber Kirkby.
Amber
Kirkby. Kirkby.
Check it out.
Yeah. That was God. That was...
We'll
years
try
ago.
and put a little link across the screen
Yeah.
if we can.
Can't wait for that.
God, you don't want to see me then. I look no different, just with a little bit of a beard.
A 12-year-old boy.
But yeah, that was my
About
first...
2 years ago then.
Ooh, shots fired early on.
Hey, I'll be the one laughing when I'm 50.
That's the level we're at, mate. That's the level we're at.
Oh, cat.
But when I'm 50 and looking 30,
Theo.
then, you know.
Well, I am nearly 50.
I mean, there you go.
How old are you, Angus?
26.
Oh, sorry.
Wee whipper.
So yeah, 11 years ago, she was doing some singing. She was going on the X Factor. Sadly, never got through. But I was just playing the guitar for her,
Okay.
and that's how I started learning, just using YouTube and like not Gear for Music. What's the Ultimate Guitar?
Oh, Ultimate
Yeah,
Guitar
yeah.
Tabs. Oh, right, yeah. I started using them.
Yeah, but YouTube was
we
a
all
lot
did,
easier to start because I was just like, it's more call and response for me rather than just reading it off a piece of paper. So watching somebody else doing it, I could find it easier to do that. And then I just started using that after I knew what the chords were and just make my own rhythms.
These young uns had it easy, didn't they? Jesus
go on,
Christ.
go on.
I never had no internet. I had to work it out by ear.
Yeah.
If I wanted to learn a song, I had to
Read
try
it
and
off
work it out by
cuneiform
ear.
tablets.
Took him like 4 years to do a song, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not much has changed then.
A verse 1 year, next chorus next, bridge maybe in the 3rd year.
Yeah, I'm still on the second song, and we've been going 5 years.
Still plays it wrong.
I still have to use an app on my phone to tune my guitar. Like,
Best
Well,
That's
song.
alright. You
Sometimes I
should
can
do. You
get
should
it
do
in
that.
me.
You should always like.
Most people
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a pedal.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
an inbuilt one, but like you should always use tuner because people who are like, "Oh, I got perfect pitch," rarely do have perfect pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just
Yeah.
think they do. I mean, you can tune to bottom E, whatever it is, and make it, you know, in tune with itself. But like, just use a tuner. It's
oh
like-
yeah, of course. Got to make sure.
You
it's
should
right.
just buy a tuner and stick it in your guitar. It's way easier than get your phone out.
Yeah. I know.
Swallow up, mate.
He's really taking
So that's how you started. So John, how did you start? Because I've known you a long time, and you were just kind of like. I remember when I was working at the New Inn,
Yeah.
and
I think
you
I
were
was,
just starting, like kind of
Yeah.
like doing stuff there.
I was about starting then because I used
10 years ago.
Yeah, well, it was a bit longer than that.
Jesus Christ,
I started when I was about 14, like so at high school. My next door neighbour and my best friend, shout out Stu Swan. He was
Shout out Stu.
he was playing guitar, and I started learning with him. Basically, he was a bit better than me, and he always was. I'm starting to catch him up a little bit now because he's a family man now. And he hasn't got the time to practice or anything now. So
That's what happens when kids come along.
He was one of the original people helping out the band as
Yeah.
well when that first started.
And, he's got a lot of original songs written as well, like in terms of the music on his own side. he was the main writer when me and him were doing stuff together. I simply couldn't do it, so I just did as what he said, basically.
Yeah.
That lifted my game up a little bit. But we liked the same kind of music, so it was like kind of like new rock, so it was like Blackstone Cherry kind of music. So I wasn't just playing your chord, like open chord shapes. I was doing like little riffs and stuff. So basically just doing bits like that, and then he'd play the rhythm as well, and then I'd just come in over the top as well. So kind of similar to what I do with him, but I'm a lot better now, because I was absolutely rubbish back then. Everyone starts off somewhere.
Oh, mate, everyone's rubbish when they start. Yeah.
My parents used to hear me like practicing the same thing over and over.
Relentlessly, yeah.
Oh, it's like me when I first started singing. I was very, very monotonal, not very good. I used to trap myself in the front room of my mum's house, and I'd just hear them every now and again. Right, that's enough. I'm done. You've had your practice for the day.
But if you don't practice, you're never going to get better.
Exactly.
I used to sing barbershop in choir years ago, and I used to like barbershop. We really need like other parts going on around it, and like there's no music. It's just like all a cappella. So it's just me, and my mum used to get so pissed off because I'd just be like, "Oh God, that song again."
I do love a cappella music though.
Oh yeah, me too, man. I was good at it, but it was just the same thing over and over again. You know, like anyone's gonna go mad with that. Like, I have this weird thing. Like if I hear a good song, I just listen to it like over and over and over. Like I can't stop myself. I can't any song. Like recently, I started listening to "Never Going Back" by Fleetwood Mac again, and I found a version of Lindsay doing that one live, and Lindsay Buckingham, and I listened to it so many times, just like over and over.
Yeah.
And I just get obsessed with songs like really easily.
I do that
terrible
as well.
for everyone else.
The thing is with me, it's, as you say with live, it's always the live stuff that I always get hooked on more than the album stuff. It's like John Mayer's live in the LA album, Where the Light Is. That album, start to finish, it's fantastic. Like, it starts off with the acoustic guitar, but normally he's commercialised and doesn't do much soloing on the guitar. See him live and he's throwing in blues riffs everywhere.
Oh, nice.
Didn't you find your own wave like that, though? Obviously, you were going to the Riv and you had your mates, but like that, you found your own way of music. Like, what do you like to listen to anyway?
Whenever I say I listen to music, there's good music, there is bad music, doesn't matter what genre it is. But again, when I say bad music, that's just my preference. Music I don't listen to.
I mean, there is like people who are legitimately bad at music and shouldn't be playing music, but like by and large, like you can respect what anyone's got going on.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
you don't have to like the style, you know. Like it doesn't really make it like people just got their own preferences of what they like and what they don't like. So I don't think there's necessarily like bad music. It's just there is some people who are just terrible, but like they're normally doing covers of good songs, so it's fine.
I mean, I'll take my hat off to anybody that has the balls to get up on stage. And sing, whether it's something I like or not, but just to get up there and do it, it's just like fair play.
A lot of effort to do that. You know, it took you took a little while to get up on stage first time with me.
Person who helped me a lot with my confidence in getting on stage, Mikey Collinson. Shout out to Mikey.
Mike Collinson.
The Chili Jam sessions on Thursday nights at the Riverside.
I remember them.
I used to go there like because all my mates were going there anyway. Play a bit of pool, do a bit of drinking. You know how it is. And Mikey had come in and he was just really good. And he'd just shout chords to me. I'd be playing the bass guitar, and he'd just like shout chords to me while he's playing, and I'd just follow along like that. And eventually, it just stuck in my head, and we're like, "I'll do that song again next week, and I'll learn a new one." And it was like, the more I were up there, the easier it got, like with the nerves, and I didn't have the butterflies, so to speak. But all my mates were just watching me as well.
That's scary. So, it's always scary to see people you know and people you don't know. Like I don't like. Strangers don't bother me at all, but like when it's people I know,
you've got bad friends because if they're judgmental, like mine wasn't.
No, I don't think it's like they'd be really judgmental. It just seems more scary because like if you sing in front of strangers, you might never see them again. But if you like do a bad job, you can just leave.
I get what you
mean. If you're friends, if you do a shit job, they're just like, you know, just like ripping into each other. You know?
The Riv were pretty cool like that though. Like you get a little bit of that, but it was more like, it's coming along though, isn't it?
I think it depends though, like right, because if it's like someone just starting out or whatever, like I'll always be encouraging. Like if it's someone you know is good and they fuck up, and you're like, well, normally they're good. Like you're gonna give them shit. Like you gotta.
Oh yeah.
Like you just you fucked up. But, you know, we give each other shit on stage all the time when we forget something. They just turn around.
Oh yeah, we count. It's like we count whether it's 1-0, 1-1, 1.
That's exactly what we do halfway through the gig.
But then half the time, people don't even notice that you fucked up.
We do because we take piss at each other.
Yeah.
Well,
our drummers,
to be honest,
our drummer's now got a clicker for how many mistakes happen. We had a practice for the first practice after New Year, And we had a couple of new songs that we'd learn as well individually, and we're like, let's bring it together and see what we can figure out, make it work.
It's mistakes and dad jokes.
Yeah, so this is one of the covers that we did, and it were 2 older ones. It was Elvis Presley and Bill Haley and His Comets.
Yeah,
they're 2 songs, but obviously there was about 15 to 20 mistakes. And it was like, that's really bad. But
we even were like, right, the new ones, once we go through them the first 2 times, we're gonna just ignore mistakes because it's just getting them together. It's fine. And then once
what about when we're gigging and we make lots of mistakes?
the amount of times we're on stage and we'll just look at each other. Like, I'll begin in a song and I'll go, what's the first line?
What's the first lyrics?
And then it will say the first line to me, and that's it. I've got the entire song in my head.
So it's just getting it.
Something you just need that trigger. So what's your earliest memories of music? As in, what was the first thing you can remember listening to?
That inspired you.
Oh, what inspired me?
Well, you know, like when you're young, you like hear a song, you're like, wow, that's what music is. You know?
I couldn't tell you how old I was, but we always used to like go on like driving holidays, like around Cornwall or wherever.
Yeah.
And my dad always used to listen to stuff like Mike Oldfield. So quite like
Tubular Bells and stuff.
Yeah, Omadon. So it was like long music that just kind of moulded into each other. So it was like, it was to keep us quiet because we were little kids and we were little shits. It was like, just put Mike Oldfield on, that'll shut them up. So obviously there was me and my 2 brothers as well. So like my blood brothers. Yeah. So they'd be in the car as well. They'd be little kids and it just shut us up so they could listen. Nice. But it obviously stuck in my head. I still listen to it to this day now.
Nice.
Like, so stuff like that, War of the Worlds, you know.
Oh, nice.
Tommy by The Who. So I never listened to Quadrophenia as a kid though.
Quadrophenia was great. Yeah. Like that's with my family, it was always like my mum was like more of the pop 80s sort of style. So they have the Duran Duran, like the Human League that you were showing me as well. Embrace and all of that.
Listening to Human League earlier.
But also like so American country. So this is where I get my versatility from with all the music.
You say so yourself. My amazing versatility.
And then you've got
look at you. I'm so versatile. I like 2 types of music. No, that's where my versatility comes from. Those 2 fucking types.
No. Listen,
they make me a fool.
And then you've got my stepdad, who was like all punk, all the classic rock and everything like that. My dad was very varied in his music, and he just showed us loads of new things that were coming out. So that's where I got the new music coming from. And then go back to the Riverside as we keep going back to, but that's where we all met. And that's where I met you guys.
I never went to the Riverside. You never met me.
I remember going to the Riverside. I remember the Chili Jam nights. But for me, sometimes just getting up and just trying to jam with somebody kind of wasn't my thing at the time. I wasn't capable enough to do it. I could maybe have a go if I'd had a few drinks, but
always threw me off a little bit when I first started.
But that's what kind of like not put me off from going there. It's kind of what stopped me from going there because it was a good laugh, but it was just people getting up and having a jam, and it was just like when you're not part of it, you kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't like jam. Yeah. I didn't like jam nights at all. I like playing songs and like people listening because I've got an ego the size of this room. So
you know
what I mean?
Now,
I need to be massaged, you know.
This was in the classic days when it was the rock and metal venue.
Oh yeah,
that's when I was working there. So that's how I got like with all the death metal bands.
Was it the Riverside then?
Yeah, it was.
Because that was it was the Royal Oak before that, wasn't it?
Cartier's Royal Oak.
Because it was when it was the Chili Jam era, it was the Riv Tex-Mex, I believe, wasn't it?
The Riv Tex-Mex, yeah.
And then it went to Amante and Diablo, and then that's when it changed.
Shout out to Gareth Mitchell. He was a good landlord, I think. Good landlord?
Well, the Riv's now not open, sir.
You'd be caught out, bro.
Well, it was always all right with me anyway.
Edit.
So.
I don't want to talk about that.
I want to talk about this. What did you do?
What did you do, Angus?
He stole a load of money and fucked the pub up.
Not me.
Angus? How dare you? They wouldn't know that.
Let's put it this way, Tasha was buying a lot of the alcohol towards the end of it.
Yeah, she was like buying... We was drinking tins out of the fridge, but Tash bought them all. Just to try and keep people in the pub.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Tasha ledge. Look at you.
She's a ledge. She'd do out for anybody.
I mean, Tasha was actually... like she's our manager now, but when I was 15 years old, she was the person who put me on for my first ever gig as well. So we've gone full circle.
Where was your first ever gig?
My band. At the Riverside.
At the Riverside?
Yeah. That full circle?
Yeah. she put me on for my first ever gig. I've disappeared. I've gone went away to Preston and everything for uni. Come back, started a band with him. She's now the manager.
Yeah, but how's that full circle?
Because she's
full circle would be you putting her on stage. That would be full circle.
Okay, yeah.
See, he's not that versatile.
Don't even know English.
Cut that bit.
Should we start doing it French? We didn't Edinburgh.
No, we don't.
My Deutsche ist nicht sehr gut. Sorry. No.
I mean, some of the shit that we've said in some of the podcasts, but if somebody went and watched them all from start to finish, but they don't. They don't. They just like to when you just want to watch a 3-minute clip, you're not going to sit down and watch like an hour of like.
Some people listen to it.
Some people do. Yeah.
I listened to quite a few of them in anticipation first, so I kind of knew what was happening.
It's pretty chill.
My anxiety won't allow it.
we sit around chatting shit. It's not.
We do have a certain sort of like, not a structure, but we do have sort of like certain questions we like to ask or certain avenues we like to go down, which is all related to obviously Centre Stage, which is Sunday, March the 26th. A nice, different, same format, well, very similar format. 4 featured artists. Obviously, you guys are one of them. And obviously, instead of us opening up with a couple, we're gonna do about 4 or 5 tunes in the middle.
That's good.
Yeah.
We just got ball like we just spent like an hour and a half setting up. We're sweating, and then we got to go on stage and open up with 2 songs.
Yeah.
We're like we're knackered from setting up. And we've got to go and do 2 songs. We're like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, because it's always bad.
And it is tough as well. Like when you've just got to sit there and watch other people, like, you're itching to get on there. Aren't you?
I don't mind that so much because I enjoy doing the night. It's just that like when you're like trying to get when everyone's arriving, you're trying to greet everyone, you're trying to manage a night. Because like we're promoting, we're doing sound engineering, we're doing everything.
We're busy. We're on it all night. So like
it's nice to have a bit of a break.
Every song for everybody, because everybody kind of like. Everybody's songs are kind of like really different. It's not often we can sort of like get a mix and just sort of sit back and go and sit there for the rest of the set. It's just like every song we're making you've seen it. We're constantly making little tweaks. So we're constantly on the go all the time. So, when we did it before, we were starting at 4:30 in the afternoon. I'd be round here. We'd be packing all the stuff up. We'd get down there for 5:30. We'd get all set up. You've seen us taking it all down.
Yeah.
And then 7:30 it starts. And then by the time it's finished, 10:30, 11 o'clock, we're having to pack it all away again. And then I don't get home. Well, we get back here about 12:30. Yeah. I don't get home by about 1 o'clock. So it's kind of like.
But this time
9 hours.
But this time we're doing it. This time we're doing it 4 to 8. So.
Yeah.
4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So
for the listeners.
4 p.m. for the listeners at the Final Whistle in Selby.
Change of venue.
Change of venue, yes. Final Whistle in Selby.
Do you know what?
Thanks a lot
I like
to Ian and
venue.
Bethany.
I really do like.
I've only done the open mic.
Yeah, I saw you. I was there.
A couple of times with I went down a couple more times.
Eve was there.
Yeah, when she's back for Christmas. Yeah, it's a cool venue, man. I like it.
I liked it.
Looking forward to doing it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. I'll be heading there later to see Mr. Rivers Thompson. So.
Yeah, it's the open mic tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good venue. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and obviously we've already chatted. Well, first of all, we spoke with Ant first because he does obviously a weekly open mic. We didn't want to sort of like step on anybody's toes, so we got in touch with him. Well, we did put a post on Facebook just saying, "Is anybody interested?" Because the previous venue, the brewery had stopped all money for music funds, so it was just like, all right, we need to find a new venue. Put a post on Facebook. Next thing. Somebody tagged the Final Whistle in, and they were just like, "We'd love to get involved." And then next thing we know, I come around here and we rang the guy, Ian and Bethany. Shout out to Ian and Bethany.
I used to work with Ian. He's a nice Ian Reid.
I don't know him, not met him. I think we're
going
to go down and
he's a nice lad.
We're maybe going to go down and see him.
He's very driven. He wants to make that place work. So
he seems like he was like well up for it. Like,
they seemed keen on the idea and the whole concept of it. So we stood in the kitchen with them on speakerphone for about 45 minutes, didn't we? Just chatting, telling them what it was all about and everything like that, and they seemed really keen. So yeah, bang, straight away we booked in the date. It's given us a little bit of time to sort of like. It's been quite nice to have a bit of a rest when you've done it every month for sort of like 7 months straight. And yeah, it's quite nice and fresh. Different day. Whereas like Friday, I'd be finishing work, poof, straight from work, straight to Rich's, bang, bang, bang. It'd just be like non-stop for me all day. Whereas obviously now it's on a Sunday. It's going to be sort of like nice and relaxing.
As long as you don't go and get hammered on the Saturday before, then you'll be
hungover. I don't get. You know me. I don't get hammered the night before a gig. Not really.
Do you get hammered during the gig though?
No.
I mean, I don't drink anymore.
No, I don't drink. The odd occasion, I have had a few after, but most of the time I'm driving anyway. But to be honest, I prefer not drinking. Because then I make less mistakes.
You should drink.
And
less.
Everything's sort of like I'm on it.
You should
all the time.
Because the thing is with drinking, right, is that you like it's one of those things that makes you think you're better than you are. So like everyone's like, oh, I'm better when I'm drunk. It's like no. You think you're better when you're drunk. You're not. Like I promise you.
I know I'm not better.
It's like I
enjoy drinking.
I know you do, but you should just not do it for like when you're on stage. You're on stage for like 45 minutes.
To be fair, in all honesty, I have calmed it down when I'm performing because of the fuck-ups.
The best time, well, two actually. One of the times he left me while we were running Chili Jam, and he just left halfway through, and I was like, "I'll be back in 15 minutes." I was like, "What?"
All that time I dragged you out of bed for a charity event, and I couldn't play. Because I was blind
I
drunk.
forgot about that one. I was on about the first.
That was like ages. That was even before Just Another Jester were a thing. We were just like we knew about 3 songs together basically.
So you're both in the band called Just Another Jester.
Yeah.
How come? Who's in the rest of the band first?
So we've got Pete Cabot, who's on drums.
He's drums. And he's the dude I've seen at the open mic.
Yeah, wait.
He plays drums along with everyone else.
No, that's Rob.
No, that was Ron.
I don't know who these people are. Sorry,
Rob.
Is it
Rob?
He's Rob, but we call him Ron.
I don't know
why. Rob or Ron.
We change people's names. It's just silly.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. You lasted 23 minutes.
I said a bad word. Fuck's sake.
Sorry, Ron, Rob.
Yeah. Well,
Ron or Rob.
He's the one who goes to the open mic.
So that's not Pete.
No, Pete's. Basically, what happened was. We wanted to start evolving the band, like get some more members into the band. Was Robin already involved in the band at this point?
Robin had just joined it through like our original bassist.
Hang on, wait, Rob back. Yeah, you're bringing in characters that we don't know yet.
Yeah. Ignore Ron.
Ignore that.
He's just the open mic drummer.
Yeah, but who's Robin?
He was our original bassist.
But he's not in the band anymore?
No,
not anymore.
All right, who's in the band at the moment? Pete and you two.
And we're telling you the story about the join, basically.
Yeah, no, but I haven't got to that point yet. I need to do. I want to know who's in the band.
Pete and Scott.
Right, okay.
Scott
there we go. Shout out to Pete and Scott.
So my next question is going to be, how did the band form?
We get there in the end.
Well, I could have just... never mind.
Do you want to say it? Sean?
No, you say it.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, on Facebook we were like, oh, let's develop the band. So we're looking for a drummer. So was it you or was it the manager?
Me this time.
John put a post out on Facebook at the same time as I had also he'd put a post out on Facebook as we did.
Yeah, so the drummer Pete, he put a post saying looking for a band. I said looking for a drummer. But by the time I'd seen that he was messaging, I'd like messaged him saying, do you want to join us, basically? And he was like, I've had a few people sniffing about me already, so I'm going to go to those auditions. So I was like, right, no worries, Pete. Well, if it don't work out, you know where we are, mate.
Yeah.
And then, like later on down the line, he did message back, and so I was like, definitely get back involved, mate. And
started because we were just doing the acoustic thing, so we were like not using electric guitars, which we still stick with acoustic guitars fronted, which is different from most of the cover bands.
I think that's better. It sounds better.
I agree.
Less gear to cart around.
Yeah, I've always loved the sound of an acoustic guitar.
I just don't think it. Yeah, I think it's good. I like it.
And you two blend really well together. You know, with the rhythm and the lead, and you know.
I mean, I do that. Well, acoustic guitars, it was just easier just to learn on that.
Yeah,
because you don't have to set it all up, and
yeah.
I didn't have and I still don't have the money to buy all the like £3,000 Gibsons, £200 like pedals, individual.
Yeah.
Then you've got about 6 or 7 of them.
Expensive hobby, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've never had the money to be able to do stuff like that. Costs of drinking.
You gave up booze.
No, but
Jimi Hendrix blended it, yeah.
But I'm over 27, so I should be all right, you know.
So in terms of original music...
Hang on, I haven't finished my question.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. All right, carry on.
Can I finish my question?
Yeah, of course you can, my darling.
Thank you.
And Scott joined because Pete knew him, and that's the finish of that.
Okay, cool. So my question was going to be ultimately, how come you don't do original music with those two as well?
Good question.
It is a good question.
I don't understand I don't understand why you do the same thing. Just take out your bass and your drummer. I've got a problem with it. I just wondered why.
We never started off writing. We did covers. That's what we've done. But like you'd written songs individually, and I'd written songs individually. We was busy with the covers, and we did start doing a couple of our originals together. Like I'd learned some of his, and he'd learned some of mine. That's basically how it's gone.
So how come they've not got involved yet? Are they planning to? Or
Pete is he's one of these. He's been in so many bands. He's done it all. He's one of these kind of guys. You know, I've done this, I've done that.
Right.
The money for him, the money's in the covers, which is. Wrong, but
can you not do both?
But true these days, you know.
I'm sure if we are quite busy with the cover band, we're getting loads of gigs coming.
Yeah, sure. I just wondered why it's not I just wondered why you haven't kind of done it as a band. That's all.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. But Scott's come down to we went to an open mic not long ago. The Plonkers Bar in York.
Yeah.
Will Dreyfus, who runs it.
Yeah, we know those guys.
Yeah. He runs there. They're all cool guys. We're kind of getting in with them now a little bit.
Yeah, just trying to...
slowly but surely, turning up to their events and open mic nights.
Is Plonkers still doing open mics?
Yeah.
We went at one point, and then they'd stopped. They stopped doing it.
I believe it's on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, it might have changed.
Yeah, I think it was. No, it may have changed days because it was a Wednesday or something.
Well, Will's only just taken that one on. I think
that was the first time we met him. Anyway, back on track. Scott was there with us, but because he didn't know any of our original songs, he didn't play. Plus, he didn't have his bass amp or his bass with him. He was still in his car, so he just came and listened. But he said, I was listening to the songs that you guys have written, and I had riffs in my head. So
nice.
I'm assuming he wants to get involved.
Yeah,
we will be doing
He's shown me at practices every now and again. He'll go, can I borrow your guitar and I'll show you stuff that we wrote.
So Scott is he's been in a few bands as well, covers and originals.
I understand the argument from Pete's point of view that the covers where the money is. I just don't understand why we can't get to a stage where we have a scene or whatever you want to call it, where people can go make money out of doing their own songs. Because at the end of the day, to do covers, people had to write songs in the first place. Yeah. And if everyone's just doing,
do you mean in Selby?
Yeah.
This is what Centre Stage is all about.
Where would the venue be? Do you reckon?
Again,
the Final Whistle would be a good venue for it. There's plenty of venues that would, if they took the punt on it, you could.
This is the issue. This is every time I come across thinking should be music scene in Selby. There should, because there's some great musicians.
Exactly.
So,
and this is what Centre Stage is all about. It's to try and showcase all these musicians that do have their own original material, and then people start talking about it, and then venues will want to will want you to come and play at them. But again, it's that sort of difficult combination where Friday, Saturday nights, majority of places want you to play songs that people know.
The thing is though, this is what really pisses me off. If you own a bar in Selby and watching this, I haven't been to a night in Selby with a cover band where it's been rammed full of people. I've not been to a night in Selby where cover bands are doing stuff and people are listening. It doesn't seem to make much difference whether you do originals or covers. You get basically the same crowd. So I'm why can we not encourage there to be original nights where people can actually go and do shit? I don't get it. It's bewildering to me. I just don't understand.
Something I've brought forward to the band a couple of times was just slipping a couple of our originals into the cover set.
Yeah, you should.
So then
you should.
Because some of our covers that we do, we've changed them completely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're already putting our own swing on it.
Exactly.
That's what I like about the way you guys do your covers, because it's not just the way you do them in your own sort of little style, but it's the songs that you choose.
Yeah.
You're not doing fucking Wonderwall by Oasis.
He loves that song.
No, I do not.
That shit.
I hate when he plays it. When we get asked to play it and he starts there playing it, I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, what we do is we put a different song over the chords to it.
Yeah.
We sing
Smash Mouth.
I think I've seen you do that. Yeah.
But that's what it's all about. That for me as a punter, that makes it interesting. that gets my attention.
Like, we've spent Tuesday night at our rehearsal for an hour and a half just going through Spotify, just random song. So we landed on we're going to do like a Basement Jaxx mashup.
Yeah, I love Basement Jaxx.
Yeah. So we're just going to do Basement Jaxx mashup. We just play ages because we're like, and we do weird shit as well, like Prodigy, Breathe, shit like that. Like just because it's
love
different,
that version.
But it's just because it's different, It's not the same shit, It's just something random. You can put your own stamp on. That's what I like about you guys is you do put your own stamp on your songs, which is cool. But it's still like I hear your originals when you were at Stage last time, and I hear those songs. I'm like, well, they're good songs. I don't get why they're not. Like damn, like their songs the same as the covers. Like,
we appreciate
it's
that.
not like I think they're good songs. I didn't know why you wouldn't want to like just do that.
As you know, like when you first asking me to come on and do it, I think you were specifically speaking to me.
Was it like just before the December? No, it was just before the November one.
Because I was coming and supporting you guys.
Yeah, you were coming to.
It's not support. I genuinely did enjoy the nights. They had some great musicians that come on there. A couple of my mates were playing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Phil Sarabia, Big Phil.
Yeah, we did Big
Shout out Phil. So
shout out Big Phil.
It were him who I was speaking to him and yourself, I believe. But we'd seen each other at gigs, like
Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
That were a great gig. That.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
We all ended up on stage, and
I was
protecting the guitarist because he had like loads of pedals and his keyboard. I was like, people were rushing him. I was like, no, save the equipment because if that breaks, we're not listening to it anymore. But yeah, that were a great gig. That. But we were chatting then about like the original stuff and like
and you said,
you caught me when I was drunk.
I've got a few ideas and stuff like that. I'm like, work on it. Come on, get some shit sorted out. You and Angus, and we'll get you on.
Yeah, we did.
And you did.
It's good, and like that's the kind of thing we're trying to do is encourage people. Like whenever we speak to anyone, we're like, do you do original music? And they're like, oh, we do a couple, and we're like, well, make it like 5 out of 8 of your set, and we'll like get you on. Like we're trying to get people because like there's people who are like legitimately, like you said earlier, like really good musicians. They're writing really good songs, and they're just like. But everyone says I've got to play covers. I'm like, well, fuck everyone else. Like, what do you want to do? Well, I'd love to do my own songs. Well, fucking do your own songs.
Or maybe it's not the genre that the pubs are looking for as well, which is really, really gutting because there's people like Rich Halmer out there, the blues man, and he's really good at the blues stuff.
Rich,
Again, going back to this is what Centre Stage is all about. The audience that come at Centre Stage know that it's all about original music, and it's about people bearing the heart and soul out on the stage for songs that they've written. I mean, we've had the place like literally you could hear a pin drop because somebody was singing like really softly and quietly and it's just been like kind of spine tingling at times.
Yeah, man.
Were you there with Ramble Gamble?
Yeah, well,
they're coming again.
The full band.
Full band this time.
I think we're getting the full band this time.
Yeah, that was great.
We never know with them guys.
We need to bring Ben to that, by the way, because
the meat.
He loves that.
The juice of the meat.
The juice of the meat. Oh yes, we had the singer.
Johnny.
That was when we played, because he was a substitute for somebody.
Yeah, someone pulled out. Everyone pulls out every time. It's just one of those things. It's a nightmare. Like
that's the thing about being kind of like we're not exactly promoters, but you do get. I think for the December one, we ended up having 2 people pull out with about 2 weeks to go, something like a week or 2 to go.
The day before.
Yeah, the day before. I was just like, bloody hell.
Yeah. To be fair, like those people wouldn't have been like, let's leave it till the day before. There was obviously like, if there was genuinely ill, they were like, I'll see how I feel. I don't want to cancel, but I'll see how I feel.
Like, I was like, I was verged towards the dickheads, and he's like, there's a pretty legitimate reason. I'm like, fucking bastards. I just think,
have we ever had to cancel a gig yet?
No, we've not. The only thing I've ever cancelled was the second ever Centre Stage because I had fucking COVID.
I did it on my own.
And he did it on his own and he fucking rocked it.
Bro. I think like there's been times where I've turned up and I'm absolutely full of it. I've got no throat, whatever. I've just had a couple of.
He's the most sickliest little boy I've ever met. He's always ill. I don't understand it.
Ugh. Gross.
You
take some vitamins, bro.
It's because I'm always out and about.
Take some vitamins, bro.
Yeah, that might be a good thing.
You should definitely supplements. If you're getting ill all the time, you need to get that vitamin D.
I said that to him earlier. I was like, "Have you been eating all right?"
Lots of fruit and vegetables. That's what you need.
Lots of vitamins, mate. That's what you need.
Yeah.
But it's like it's good to see people like yourselves, like not like when you came to Centre Stage last time. Not being like, yeah, we'll do it with the originals, and then get on stage and do like a couple of originals and mainly covers. You know, it was good to see that you'd like gone away and written songs and worked on it. And that was like, that's that kind of thing we're aiming for. You know, try and get
the thing,
encouraging people. You know,
some of the songs have been written for a while. It's just
just doing them and stuff.
Just in there, they're just like logged in there. I've write the lyrics down, and then I've got like a lyric book It's like a little memoirs book, and the lyrics are at the back. And there's like some cute pictures if I ever feel down and lonely.
That's nice.
I've also with my songs, he's written how they go and like what the chords are for that, and then he's written his own little bits that he just remembers when we start playing, and I'm like, this is exactly
you have your
what
own
we
little
needed.
Thing that'll help you remember.
Yeah, definitely.
So when did you start? Was it because of Centre Stage you started writing originals, or were you writing them beforehand?
I started really for me.
I started writing.
Just trying to get a bit of glory for Centre Stage.
Yeah. Well, we started. We ramped it up. Shush. We ramped it up in like to the practicing because of the Centre Stage.
That's what pushed us to finish the songs. Yeah. They were all ready. Like they were mine and his.
Yeah.
You guys pushed us to make them ours.
Nice.
That's kind of like where we fix things together.
It's good. No, I was really impressed. It's good. I can't wait to see you again in March. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna. I've got a couple that I still need to show you.
Yeah, we were actually because of like all the ideas.
No, I've got a full song. My first song that I've written. I'm not showing
telling
you
me now.
Oh, new song.
No pressure.
Yeah.
So that's
your challenge. This is your challenge then. Get that song sorted. Well, you've got over a month.
We've been writing as well. So.
Yes, he's been writing a couple of new ones.
You give me the cards.
I have to give a massive shout out because over lockdown, one of my best friends throughout uni, he lives in Spain, and we were literally FaceTiming every day, and he's a writer.
Okay,
and
cool.
I really struggled with the lyrics.
Nice.
He was writing a book about our uni experience, and I was helping him out with that while playing chess on our phones.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant.
And then one day I was just out at Brayton Bath, and I was just doing a little video for Facebook, just of Feel Good Inc.
Oh yeah.
Somebody sent me a message saying, "Oh, if you got any original stuff, I'll do a radio." And I was like, "Oh, I'll give my mate a ring." So I rang my mate, and he started, "Angus, I've been thinking I might write you for some songs." I was like, "Get out of my head!" Like I was literally going to ask you to do the same thing. So yeah, the songs that we showed you of mine are actually from him.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it was weird because the ones he was writing kind of felt something for me as well. It's how we were feeling the same way at the same time.
What I was going to ask was because like when you did Centre Stage last time, like it was very much like. Some of the songs were your songs, some for John's. Yeah. So have you been writing together since? Like,
there's one song
more collabs.
Yeah, there's one song like he wrote the rhythm and the chord progression to it, and then I started coming up with the lyrics and melodies for it. So
it all started with he's making food in the kitchen, and I'm just like waiting for him. So I'm just throwing loads of chords together. And
he was doing it to annoy me.
It's really funny though, because like I'd have if he'd have like asked me beforehand, I'd have been like. I reckon Angus does the lyrics and the melody, and you do the guitar bits. So it's interesting that isn't the case.
Yeah, so he's the vocalist and I'm the guitar.
I didn't know why. I just got that vibe.
Yeah.
I'm a very good editor, so if somebody can give me a sheet of lyrics as well.
Oh, right, okay, break it down,
and I will break
You're
it down,
saying
structure it.
I'm not smart and creative enough to.
That is basically
like.
what I'm saying. By the looks of you, look dumb, and it looks like you haven't got any talent.
and you're true. It's true.
You wouldn't be wrong. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's right.
So obviously, I've heard your songs. They're great.
So when you played previously, you stuck a couple of covers in there just to fill up the time. Are we going to expect full originals this time?
We're hopefully
trying to.
As much as I like your covers, but I'd much prefer all originals.
This new song that he says he's got, we'll be able to do it now. So we'll just finish off that other song.
Plenty of time.
That one, I've written I've got a melody and everything for that one. That literally had to write it on my loop pedal to get the whole song. So I've got an entire recording of each breakdown of it and all the bits because I literally woke up one day. And I had this bass riff in my hand. And then I was like, and I don't do any of that. I'm just straight chords normally. And I'm there figuring it out on the guitar and I've got it. And then I wake up the next day, I've got the bit for the pre-chorus. So I'm there, like, I've got this bit. So yeah, I've got to show you that. I've got to get the loop pedal back.
Do you get like... Do you get like the guitar riff first, or the lyrics first, or a bass riff first? Is there anything in particular that comes first, or could it be anything? This is a question for both of you, actually.
So the way that most of my songs have come about, like earlier on, as I said about my sister as well, she had the lyrics already and she had a melody in mind. And I'd take from that and I'd then take the bass notes out and then go, right, okay, these are your root notes. And then I'd work a chord progression to that. And the rhythm would just come naturally to how I feel the song should go. But there's been times where I've written, like I say, would write the rhythm first completely, just off the bat, and we just hear something that sounds nice.
How do you go about, like, if you don't write melody and lyrics very easily, how do you write, like, how do you get the structure? Because, well, I come up with an idea, right? And then I can, like, jam it a little bit to myself, just a few chords or whatever, and then I'll start hearing the melody and the lyrics will come, and I'll kind of, like, piece it together bit by bit, you know? But, like, if you're not, like, that confident, how do you hear the song going, do you know?
So,
do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand that, like, because not it's wrong. Just that's not how I write.
So basically, once I've got, because I've had people like with my sister, she's sung it like sang it in a melody, and I've gone, okay, I'll take
I see,
that.
Right, yeah.
And then same with my friend Artie. He's not a singer himself, but he had a way that it was going in his head. So then I'd take that away, and I'd create the song, and then I'd look at it, and then I'd strip it back and go, this doesn't work with this, so this needs to change, or the timing's off, and the structure of the lyrics isn't correct, so we need to take that line out and move it here, and then I basically, once I've got it built, I'll deconstruct it and reconstruct it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Sort of thing.
So, how about you? What's your thing, John? Do you like? How do you go about writing songs?
It depends.
Just whatever comes first,
just does, generally. So I first started, I'd write poems.
Yeah,
like it helped me unload what was ever going on in my head.
Yeah, man,
anything any particular subjects, or can it just be anything?
Whatever. Yeah, it could be anything. Like if I was like feeling a bit down and depressed, like
is that something you struggle with? And
stuff? Depression, anxiety.
Me too.
We're big advocates of
I know you are
supporting mental health.
Yeah, we know. I know for a fact you are.
Big shout out to Chris Liss and Eddie Cunningham.
Yeah, we've been doing quite a bit with them. Our first gig as a band was for a Chrysalis gig.
Oh, we're playing. You're playing the Chart Club,
aren't you?
We're playing that as well.
It'd be good to see you guys do a proper
I think we're headlining. It's going to be good.
And we've been playing a few new songs just recently, so we'll probably have pretty much a 90% original set and 10% covers. Maybe if we decide to
probably 100% originals.
But
shout out Owen Martin for introducing us to Adi as well.
Adi's a cracking lad. But my point was good. Like, it is really. I find just writing when I'm like feeling like depressed or my anxiety's bad. I just find writing is just really useful. Just doesn't even need to be a song. Just writing shit down, just get in my head, you know.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that I do as well. So I'd write poems, and then that was like ages ago, and I'd still have them in my little book, and I'd flick through them, and then I'd be like, that. Some parts of that, the rhymes I'd do, I'd be like, that'd be all right for a verse in a song. So then I'd build from there.
Do you go back to it and like kind of strip it down to suit?
Yeah, basically. So it could be like, the poem could have it's only going like one like depressing kind of way, and I'm like, nah, still you could do that in a song, but it needs a story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It needs a resolve. So then I'd change it, I got a fictitious kind of story, kind of.
We had a song on our first album called Waste Away that we still play. It's one of my favourite ones we do, and that's like, I wrote that when I was watching Peaky Blinders, and it's kind of based on the main character Tommy from that, but also it's not really. It's kind of about me, like, you know. So like, I had that kind of story of what he was going through, and then just kind of tweaked it to be about me instead. So it's kind of based on that story, but it kind of got personal within it, you know.
You heard the first album?
What's that? Sorry,
that's a no. You've not heard any of our stuff?
I've heard.
I was listening to your latest album.
I wouldn't say that I know what albums or what songs. I've seen you guys perform quite a lot, so Well, I've always thought that they're really good songs.
The thing is, performing like the album, it's like full on. Like, we do the bass and all the drums and everything like that. Not real drums, but you know what I mean. We make them sound like drums. But if you do CD, do you still do CDs?
Oh God, no.
I would.
John would. He's not going to do.
I'll chuck you a CD then. I've got a copy of the album. Like,
what are you, Gen Z or something?
Get it on and have a listen to it. It's completely different to when we're live.
96.
However, if you strip it back, It's exactly how we are live.
I'd like that, but I have listened to your stuff.
It's not about us. It's not about us. Yeah.
Still going on with the writing music theme. Recently, I've been how Robin, going back to our first bassist, who was joined in the band.
I remember Robin.
He does a lot
half an hour ago.
Yeah, exactly. So he does a lot of writing beats and everything like that.
Oh, nice.
And his brother does rap, beatboxing,
cool.
plays a bit of harmonica. He's actually
He's a good rapper.
really, really good.
Yeah.
He's like really good.
He can
You
just throw
get me in
lyrics
touch
out.
with him because I need a rap. I've got loads of hip hop tunes. I need rap.
Yeah, we can get.
I've got loads of beats.
Right, you two will get along like a house on fire.
Oh yeah,
as well,
guaranteed.
Because he doesn't shut up either.
Well, if you guys,
Shots fired.
if you guys, nice,
Fucking remember
nice
that, bro.
one, mate. But if you guys ever want to record anything, you know,
I've said
we're
that to you
always
this year.
we're always up for it.
I'll
You
show you
know.
the studio after.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Won't be there
definitely.
very long because I'm not going to be here much longer. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
I'll
I'll talk about off mic.
But I'm probably I'm going to be looking at maybe building something in my garage,
Yeah.
like a room within a room. So hopefully,
We'll have a new studio.
but
We'll have
at
fun.
some point we're probably going to have two places to go.
I'm pretty good
go
with
to,
building
so-
shit, so if you need a hand with anything.
Yeah, well,
I'm
it's just
handier than I look as well. So
yeah, it's a room within a room that I'm
like a
planning on
barista.
doing. So and it's kind of like taking up. So it's a fairly longish garage, so it's going to take up like a third, like the bottom third.
Yeah. You don't really need
so I don't know.
that much room, though, as long as you've got.
Well, as long as I've got a
sound
desk
room,
and that and kit it out with, you know, you can just sing straight in there.
Did you ever
Yeah.
go to? Well, I assume you did. Adam React's garage studio that he had.
Oh, down the bottom of his garden.
Yeah, in Balby.
I
Back in
think I
Balby.
once, maybe.
That was like when
Oh,
I
in
first
Balby?
Yeah, that's when I
We used to
first.
go there after. We used to go after. We
New
picked
Inn.
it New Inn.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he was ever there when I was there, but I'd been there with him before.
I spent some fucking nights in that garage, all through winter, kipping on the sofa in the garage with Dav, and Dav snoring his tits off, and we
Is
just
that Dav Pool?
Big Dav Pool, yeah, and you know we never got anything done.
Yeah.
We spent 2 years just fucking about. We'd write like a 30-second piece, and then we just that's fucking ace, and then start fucking about. It's just like, well, let's do something else with it then. Oh no, yeah, check this riff, record this, you know. We'd never
Loads
got
of
much,
like
never got
starts
much
of
done.
a song. Yeah.
I've still got copies of it as well, and when I listen back to it, I'm just like, why the fuck didn't we do anything with this? You know. Then obviously, fast forward a few years, got together with Rich, and then I understood like you know, what songwriting was and how
God, the real musician. that's
bang
what
bang bang. You know the you know the incentive to just keep at it until you write songs. Some songs come in a couple of days. Some songs come in a few weeks.
Well,
or
that
even a
depends
month.
on how long it takes to learn it.
yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, there is that.
Hard.
But you know, sometimes if I don't know how you guys do it, but if I come up with a riff, I'll always take it to Rich. I'll just say, what do you think? And then he'll like either change it or adjust it or go, that's good. Maybe try adjusting this little bit. And it's just like, oh yeah, you know.
So what's
I
about
have
when you're
confidence in his anything he suggests.
That's why it's good to write as a pair, because sometimes you can get a bit lost in your own work, right? So you can think, oh, this is amazing, this sounds great, you know. But like in reality, like you're just biased because it's your song.
Yeah,
sometimes someone you trust to like tell you the truth about what you're doing, it's really good to take it. And they can be like, oh well, that bit works really well, I like that bit, but that section could do a change, and you know all that. But like, hey, yeah.
See,
And,
I'm
and if it's shit, he'll tell me it's shit.
When I
You know,
write
but in the
stuff, I'm
nice
like,
way, you know.
Well, probably not. Nice.
don't want to show it to anybody. It's for my ears only, you know. It's like I think it sounds shit. So, but back to Phil, I sent it to him, and he then sent it to you, like just one of my songs that I did, because they were like, I want to hear it.
But that's a bit of self-doubt creeping in there,
well,
I think.
Yeah, of course.
Because I watched that and I'm just like, that's fucking great. I love the guitar lick. Yes, you were concentrating on the guitar and the vocals weren't quite there.
I'm not a singer. So.
Well, he's getting better
can
every
be.
day.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
getting
getting
better
there.
every
When
day.
did you go for lessons?
It's all about practice.
Jesus
I've just been
Christ.
moving house.
I'm very unreliable.
To be fair, like, and also like shout out to Big Phil because he's very like encouraging of original music, you know. So like he always wants to hear originals, you know. So, question.
Where was we?
we were on about the rapper that I was working with.
Yes.
So
What's his name?
It's Gaz Baker is what he goes by.
Gaz Baker.
Yeah.
Where's he based?
He's based in York.
He's in York?
So, yeah.
Far.
But
Alright, cool.
he's very much a doesn't really do much on stage at the moment.
That's all right.
So
we've been just stage in the studio. So
they'll be very impressed with it. It's like freestyle rapping, but if you give him a subject, he'll go.
I haven't got anything to I haven't got anything written. It's just the music's done, and I've just got a load of beats. I need someone to come and rap on because I'm sitting on my hard drive, you know.
Yeah, he's definitely. He'll send you literally within a day. You send him a song, he'll have two sets of lyrics for you.
We'll speak after, and I'll get his number.
Yeah.
So what I was going to ask was, what because we kind of got off topic a little bit, but what was have you guys got like as a pair, I guess, rather than just another Jester? Like, have you got like a memorable gig, like a gig that stands out for you guys that you that you think was a really good one that people can see online, maybe on YouTube or anything like that?
Oh, I've got like two, but like there's the one that stood out for me is the first one where John. It was a big one for us. It was playing at York Knaresmire at the racecourse.
Oh yeah.
For a festival called Adolescent Festival.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Bradley for that one because he sorted me out.
That must have been was that after COVID?
Before COVID.
So I was just going to say, there was one that got cancelled because of the weather.
Yes.
Was that just before COVID?
That was the one that was after COVID, I think.
Because we were supposed to be playing that one.
They went straight into the middle of the field, and an empty field with one of those wind meters, and went, no, it's too strong here. We're gonna have to shut it down.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, we were literally ready to go. We were ready to set off, and it was just like, no, sorry guys, it's off. It's just like, what the fuck?
Well, fingers crossed that's coming back at some point soon. He's said he's in the work of it. So I was supposed to play. I was playing that gig. It was supposed to be me and you. This idiot broke his hand a few days before.
The worst thing to do as a guitarist, eh?
Yeah. And then he was supposed to be working. So I'm there, absolutely nervous as hell. It's like I always used to get really, really nervous before gigs, and this is my biggest gig that I've done. I was absolutely shitting it basically, and I get on stage and I play a first couple of songs, and then he shows up just out of the blue. He's supposed to be at work. I was like, what the fuck are you supposed to be doing here? I thought I'd come and see you. It's sacked work off. I was like, come down. I was like, well, you'd be up on stage with me if you didn't.
I don't do that shit lightly, by the way. The job was making me very depressed.
Mate, don't do a job that makes you depressed.
I want that shit off straight away.
It's terrible, mate. It's so bad for you.
Yeah.
But it's just him just showing up just genuinely kind of centered me a little bit and kind of made me just relax, just having that little bit of banter with the crowd.
There's one thing I'd say like about you two, which obviously you write good songs and you perform well, but you do seem to have like a really strong bond. You know?
Which is
like really, I think,
it's noticeable as well.
Obviously, like he's my brother, like not real brother, but I class him as my brother, and
likewise,
it's very, very.
He's the annoying little brother I never had.
I'm the annoying.
He's
brother
just annoying.
And little.
Ah, shit! You beat me to that one.
To be fair though, like when we first met, we didn't know each other played guitar. We had other interests, basically. Music being one of them, but I never knew he played. But they were like later on in like the second, third time we met each other, he was like, "Oh I play," and I was like, "Well, me too. Let's jam." Yeah. I've still got the video of like new jam, like the first time we got together and played a bit of guitar, and it was like I got new jamming buddies. Yeah, my mum's back garden.
Yeah. I remember
that. It's good to keep them things because if you ever sort of like push the original side of things, you know, you could be, I don't know, another Jester or something. Rather than just.
Well, I wanted to call us Cunning Stunts.
Oh God, yeah.
Can't do that.
Oh, who did that? Who did the character?
Metallica
did
a
no, that was Cupid Stunt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name now. Kenny Everett.
Yeah, I'll be watching him with my dad this week.
Kenny Everett.
Kenny Everett.
Have you got
Bloodbath and the House of Horrors.
Have you got a standout gig, John?
The first one I ever did. Yeah, it was terrible. No. Standout gigs. Probably like more recent ones, like now that the band's now we've got the set sorted and we sound reasonably all right, I think, anyways.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then when you just look out and there's people dancing and singing and really vibing, and you're like, although it's the cover music, but I can still appreciate that people are like.
Is there like?
It gives me a good feeling.
Have you got one like between like you two that you've done like as a pair like that stands out?
So, like,
just say set stage and we're done.
I mean,
genuinely did enjoy
what you've got to say.
Generally, centre stage is one of those. It was a very, very stressful weekend for us because we had the first originals gig for us, and then we had a wedding the very next day, and then we had another gig. So we had 3 different sets at the same time that we're learning new songs for, and we were like, me and him were arguing like mad. We got so stressed with each other, and generally, first night, centre stage. After that, best friends again. Even still had the wedding, we were still a little bit raggy, but...
Yeah, but you snapped one of my guitar strings when I went to go get your lyrics stand. So
no,
story.
This was at centre stage.
Centre stage. Like, didn't one of you guys see it? Because it was just sat next to the radiator and it just pinged.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Literally, he just put it next to a radiator.
John, you taking that, bro?
You sure you didn't lean it on the radiator rather than near?
I didn't know there was a radiator there. I don't generally
I'm just trying to work out where the radiator is in that place.
So where the booth is, it's literally in the gap.
Not really.
Do you know where the bookshelf is? And you usually put your camera on facing towards the corner.
It's literally.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh yeah, right. There, yeah. Right. I see.
Yeah, heat's not good for strings.
So it just literally just went ping, and I just went. Oh God!
I believe you got a video of like that night, but you'll see there's one really, really shiny string.
There is some stuff to come from that night.
We're in a transitional period. Let's say that.
Yes, a bit of a transitional period. So obviously we'll do the same again with this next one.
Yeah.
We'll be recording all the audio, and we'll try and get a couple of different camera angles to record some footage. And
hopefully, we'll sound better than what we did last time.
Well, I mean, obviously you always want to be better and improve, but you were.
We sounded all right, but
I think you should worry. It sounded good.
We've been working on the originals that we did before.
Yeah. I mean, like we wouldn't have asked you again if we didn't think it was good. And
exactly.
Also, like you guys bring people with you, which is great because we want it to be packed. So. People like you, and we want people to be there and enjoy it. But like we wouldn't have booked you unless we thought you were good. So
yeah, appreciate
it. Yeah,
well, not a problem. Appreciate you doing it.
The whole thing about the centre stage is for the locals, to try and get local people, to try and encourage local musicians to come and do it. Now, granted, we do get a couple of people from out of town. Yeah. Hence Ramble Gamble, but Ramble Gamble, we want people to come and see Ramble Gamble and go, oh, that's fucking it. And you guys and go, that's fucking it. I think it's not just... I want to be able to do that.
Not just the musicians, it's for the local people like who go out watching, like, drinking or whatever, so we can try and get them into seeing original music and seeing a good night and being like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And then maybe go and talk to a friend who owns a bar and they're like, oh, we saw this awesome night and we want to get, So like the whole point of it is just to try and keep momentum going and get people seen and people into it, So that's why we get people like you guys in,
That's the first time my mum's come to see me play a gig since I was 15.
Yeah. How dare you, Mrs. Angus?
She's just not really one of those for the loud music.
I don't know what last name is.
She's really not.
She's called Agnes.
She's called. Imagine if she was called Agnes. She's like, what should I call my kid? Just switch around a couple of letters.
Oh mate, I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest of 4, and all of us begin with A.
No.
Yeah.
That's lazy.
Aaron, Alex, Robert, and Angus.
You could have done A, B, C, D, wouldn't you? Like, you 4 A's, I do A, B, C. Because, like, if you've got 4 kids, it must be hard to remember your kids' names, right? They all begin with A. You're just making life difficult for yourself.
Yeah. The amount of times I just get Aaron,
one of you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it was Josh and John, so no one ever gets my name. Right? I answer to.
Maybe that's why you're in a band together, because your mums are both lazy. Sorry if you're watching. Just joking.
But yeah, like I say, my mum's not really into the music scene with all the loud music and stuff. Sure. But she really appreciated that. It meant quite a lot for me doing all my original stuff. She came down to support, and she really enjoyed it. Like, she knew Richard Howmer because she works in Tesco and always has a conversation with him.
Yeah.
She was like, I didn't realise he was a good musician as well. But she was sat there, blues is really not a thing. She was sat there going, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And I'm like...
Yeah, I mean, like, and there's people like yourselves and Rich and that, and we know, and we just don't really like... We don't like to see open mics taking precedent over original music, so that's why we're forging forward with Centre Stage, because certain events of recent weeks have shown that some people think that open mics are the only way forward in Selby, and that they deserve to be top bill because of that, and we don't agree.
Yeah. But however, we started off going to open mics, just to be a bit devil's advocate here, we did start off going to open mics. Everybody's got to start off going somewhere. We still encourage people to go to open mics because it is just a great way. Even if you've got a couple of songs that you want to go play, bang. Go out to an open mic. However,
I'm not saying open mics are bad. You know, I like open mics, and I think they're important. However, I don't think they're the only thing that should be going on. I definitely do not think they should be more important than someone doing original set of music. When they've been booked for weeks.
Exactly.
I'm saying that.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
I think either of them should be more important than the other.
No, exactly.
No. There needs to be a mix, right?
Yeah. Well, we've been to several open mic nights over the past 8 months to get contacts for promoters and stuff like that.
100%.
Great. Also, Evil Eye is one of my favourite open mic nights we've done over the past few years. The amount of musicians that do original music there. Yes, Evil Eye.
Is that where you got? Did you go upstairs?
No.
No, it's all downstairs.
There is an upstairs.
It is an upstairs. It's
I think maybe went there once and it was upstairs.
It's a cocktail bar with obviously loads of.
I know where it is. It's down there, Anna's new pub. The Golden Lion is down that street. What's it called? Gilligate, is it?
What is it?
No. That's just before. The Golden Lion is.
It's the street that Guy Fawkes was born on, I believe.
All right. Yeah. Is that like true or just a
thing I think it's true.
It's just like, let's say Guy Fawkes lived on this street.
The thing is, though, when I'm mooching about York and I see little plaques and I'm like, I'll remember that. I'm blind drunk, so I'm not going to remember.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, this is from somewhere down in Cheshire.
Just pull it out. It's like random fact.
So yeah, our point only is really that like there needs to be a mix, and that people like Rich, for example, should be encouraged to do his original music, not forced to sit on the sidelines while someone does an open mic that no one goes to.
That's what I mean. Like the open mic. This is why I was trying to say about the Evil Eye one. That honestly, the guy who runs it, part of the band called the Mothers, if you know them.
I've heard of them.
A really, really good band. He encourages people to get down and do their original music, and I've seen so many people over the past 8 months go from being quite shy on the microphone to being like these big, massive voices now. And that's just because
making the first albums and that. So. Like Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan. He was.
Remember what his album is.
Sorry, I just thought who we should replace.
All right, tell after.
By the way, we'll have a because you're friends with Rowan, aren't you? We'll have a word with him because he's original music.
It's very,
throw him your way.
What nights are they on?
Thursday night on Evil Eye.
Oh, Thursday night, yeah. Well, we'll have to nip down because we want to start branching out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like
Leeds and York.
Yeah. Leeds especially because I know Leeds is very keen on like original music.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
They have lots and lots of open mics.
York's more the cover scene. Leeds is more the originals.
I think Sheffield's got a little scene as well.
Well, again, we found that like going out of Selby, like we tend to like gig in places like around Yorkshire, and most places seem pretty encouraging of it. It just seems to be here where we're from that everyone just wants to do, because that's why we do what we do, because we just like fuck that shit, like we should have a scene as well, you know. I think we should have to travel like an hour to play original music when I live 5 minutes from town.
Like Gould, they fucking love us in Gould.
They love it. They absolutely love it.
You know, we've got more fans in Gould than we have anywhere else.
They love it. It's great.
Tom Pudding is
fucking.
We're playing there next week.
Are you doing it for the first time?
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. It's a lovely little place. It's like probably about as big as this living room, maybe a little bit longer. It's really up close and personal. But Sid and John, fucking great hosts. And the people that go in there for the buskers night, they go in there specifically for the live music. So stick some originals in.
Yeah, they like originals as well.
Yeah. Well, it's got the full band with us. So
I just sack them off for a few songs. You know what I mean?
Maybe. If they request it, with
start fucking sneaking them in now,
mate.
In,
boys, come on.
Otherwise, the bassist and the drummer are never going to let you slip them in.
Every now and again, we'll be warming up, and I'll just start putting my original rhythms together.
I'm forever like just noodling about. When during practice.
You should do, mate. Yeah.
Like just playing random stuff.
We're teasing it. We tease it all the time in practice and everything.
So what's that guy's name? Rowan, you say, from Evil Eye?
Yeah, we'll get you in touch with him.
We'll get you
definitely.
There's a few people, like I say.
Yeah, I think we might have to... Let's crack on. Last question.
Do you want the honours?
You can ask it if you
want. All right. So this is the question. If you've watched any of the previous podcasts, you'd know that this question is coming.
Oh, it's something to do with music. Who would you like to have dinner with or something?
No, well, if you were stranded on a desert island... for the rest of your days, you could have any person, alive or dead, or musician.
No, any musician.
Well, any musician, alive or dead.
He's ruined the question.
To write music. You're fucking putting me off now.
Ask the question again. Edit.
Right, cut. So, last question.
That's staying in forever.
It is, isn't it? All right, if you were stranded on a desert island for the rest of your days, and you could choose any musician, dead or alive, to write music with or spend the rest of your days with, who would it be and why?
It wouldn't be the lead singer of Dead or Alive.
Who was he?
I can't remember his name.
He's got like, I know what you mean now. But anyway, Angus, who would it be?
Oh God,
you're on the spot now.
You go first.
All right, John, you go first.
Any musician, dead or alive? Look, can I only choose one?
Yeah.
One.
Or a band, I guess.
Or a band.
Choose a band. I think I've chosen a band.
God, it'd be a tough one, that, because there's different reasons why I'd want to knock about with different bands.
Yeah, sure. That's the point of the question, is you have to make a decision.
If it had to be anybody, I'd probably say like Alter Bridge, or just specifically Mark Tremonti, who's he's the original. He's a guitarist for Creed. You'll have heard of Creed.
I know Creed.
Basically Alter Bridge, but with a different lead singer. But,
okay.
So I like both of those bands. I like Mark Tremonti because of his guitar work. That's what really, when I first started learning guitar, I like guitar. I'd like to just play in front of people, but then I found my music, and I was really inspired me to try and learn more stuff, just listening to Mark Tremonti's stuff. Nice. And he's really clever. It's smart in terms of he's a good guitar teacher. He's got loads of videos on YouTube. So amazing. He's just a good teacher. So I'll be able to learn a lot from him. And obviously he's my favourite guitarist. So that's probably it. Or Jimi Hendrix, because he likes to get fucked up. So.
Well, one or the other. Which one is it to be?
Probably Jimmy, because he's a great guitarist as well.
And you just had this big long spiel about this other dude. Jimi Hendrix. I'll go with Jimmy.
Because he likes to drink loads of red wine.
For God's sake. See, always forgetting ruined him.
Can you just not do the initial spiel and just pick Jimi Hendrix so we can...
No, I'd go for Paolo Nutini. He's
Paolo Nutini?
Generally one of the best vocals I've ever had. But right, it's more for his the way he deals with music. He'll come back, he'll write an album and then he'll just disappear, go travelling.
How much music have you listened to?
A lot, thank you. Why? What's wrong with Paolo Nutini?
So many things.
So why Paolo Nutini?
Because he's such a humble person. From everything that I've read about him, he'll literally make his music. That's it. Disappear off the face of the earth. He's not one for being
he's not
famous.
A celebrity or anything.
He doesn't. He doesn't
but he
care
won't be
about
disappearing. You'll be stuck on a desert island for the rest of your days.
Yeah, that's it.
He's
send him to the other side of the island for a bit.
From what I've seen, he'll be as messed up as me. It's fine.
I literally know anything about him. Only 3 songs. I'm just fucking with you. But
but yeah, he's just such a calm person, and being on a desert island, the last thing I want is him.
To be fair, we were
I chose him.
Yeah, I chose him, and you two are just fuck that dude.
Yeah. Oh no, he does my head in at the best of times. I don't want to spend every single day.
That is a tough question.
It is a very tough question.
It is a really tough question. Yeah, to be fair, we've got some good answers though.
But if you'd have watched the previous podcasts, you'd have known it was coming, and you'd have had time to think about it. We've had a few people coming saying, "Yeah, I watched the podcast. I'm ready for this one. I've got my answer," and they've done, But I like catching people unaware, and they're just put on the spot.
Yeah. And then you do something stupid like pick Paolo Nutini.
He's one of my idols for singing. I used him for quite a lot of my self-work.
Some people would say David Bowie. Don't get me wrong, love David Bowie.
That's the thing.
Would I be able to stay on desert island with someone?
That's what I did like about your answers, that you took personality into consideration, right? Because people just pick their favourite person, and then I love Tom York. But I don't want to spend all my time with Tom York. I'd be tired after day 2. All right, mate.
You'd choose Kim Petras, wouldn't you?
Oh, fuck.
Kim Petras.
She won a Grammy recently. Yeah.
Dion,
you don't want to listen to the
Dion
song.
chose a dad, didn't she?
She did choose a dad.
We had a girl called Dion Sturdy Clow, and she chose her dad because she grew up with her dad playing guitar in front of her and stuff like that.
Sweet.
To be fair, I took a lot of my influence from my parents.
Yeah, I think lots of people do, because a lot of my music, early days of listening to music was just stuff my mum had on record, like American Pie with Don McLean and Vincent that he does, and on that album. And my mum was really into David Bowie, but she also liked the Osmonds and Basically Rollers. So I had a massive and then Handel's Water Music, just a massive eclectic mix of music. So it does really have can have an impact on you. Right, lads, thank you very much for coming along.
Yes, boys.
It's been awesome chatting to you.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you on the 26th.
We're going to look forward to that. Yeah.
We didn't say the C-bomb. You guys did.
It's all right.
What are you on about?
Mine was pre-recorded.
It's all right.
What word are you on about?
We're going to beep it. No, this is the unedited version, so it's all in.
God.
No, we'll be all right.
What? Are you doing a song?
Yeah,
we've been practicing all day, so yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What song do you do for us?
This is one of my ones. It's called "Memories of You." You guys heard it.
Memories. Yes.
Yeah, we've got away with it. We've added a couple of little bits, and you've added.
It's basically rather than me playing the same thing that he's playing, I'll just do some like intricate bits and
awesome.
And maybe a guitar solo.
I've got him a guitar solo. If he does not go for a guitar solo on this one, I've told him that he can go for as long as he wants. Just to show off a little bit.
Yeah, definitely show off.
Right, yeah, well, we can edit it up to bring the guitar solo through a little bit better. You know, presume we're plugging in.
Can I have a spotlight and the smoke and so
I'll just vape in front of you.
Yeah, we'll just vape underneath.
yeah.
Right, lads, thank you very much.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Thank you.